This is 2 Minutes Together, a ministry of Central Lutheran Church, Eugene, Oregon. I'm Pastor Ben. This week, we have the parable of the talents. It's a very familiar parable for many of you where a master goes on some long journey, but before leaving, gives a single talent, which is a very large sum of money, to 3 servants, then leaves, and then comes back. And when the master comes back, the first servant takes that 1 talent and raises 5. The next one takes the talent and raises 2. And they're each rewarded, saying, you raised 5, here's 5 more. You raised 2, here's 2 more. And then the third servant didn't raise anything at all. Instead, digs a hole in the ground, hides this sum of money, and covers it over. And then when the master returns, he calls him a wicked and lazy servant and punishes this figure strikingly. It's an odd parable and one that might have some troubling aspects to it. And there's a lot of different things going on. Today, for our weekly devotion, I'd like to just think about one little aspect of one thing about this. That servant who didn't raise any money with this talent is not called faithless, nor is it, have you been faithful enough? Is there a competition with how much you were supposed to do? The other 2 did increase the value of these sums. But what did this person do? The one that's chastised didn't do anything at all. It was indifference. And he makes it really clear, that's what I did with it. I went ahead and put it in the earth and then gives it back and said, take what's yours and go away. This might be the real challenge here. It's not as if how we relate with God is built on how well we're able to create abundance with what God's given to us. Because after all, some of us don't live in a world of abundance. But maybe it's about, are you active and engaged at all? This figure is perhaps that figure who is so stuck with indecision, just doesn't do anything. In fact, I think there might be a moment of gospel and freedom in this. It never says that if we took the calling we have in Christ and we try and fail, that would have been unacceptable. All it says is this one who did nothing at all and deliberately did nothing at all, that one is chastised. There might be a lesson in that for us. In the way in which we have been called children of God and we aim to live into it. Sometimes poorly, sometimes well. But the one thing that the grace which we receive, the gift that we receive, can't really do is simply be stagnant. And perhaps that's a way of thinking of this particular parable, that it is an enlivening gift of God that we've been given in Christ. So simply let it bring life rather than stagnation. This has been 2 Minutes Together. I'm Pastor Ben.